Hello, we are going to be learning 3 new vocabulary words today. We've already learned 3. We've learned bizarre, effective, and ineffective, and you should have been studying those already. Remember, we need to know what those words mean. We need to know their definitions by the end of the week. So I'm going to go over those. Bizarre means very strange or odd. Effective means something effective works well or produces the result that is wanted. And remember, ineffective is the opposite because those two words are antonyms. So ineffective is something that is not effective. And remember, we have that prefix in at the beginning of effective, and that changes the word effective to not effective because in means not. So today we're going to learn 3 new words, and the first word we're going to be learning is actually an idiom. Have you ever heard of an idiom? Idioms are expressions or phrases that mean something different from what it appears to mean. Idioms can make speech and writing more interesting because they are a way to say ordinary things in a funny or unusual way. So I'm going to give you some examples of idioms that you may have heard before I tell you which one is going to be our vocabulary word. So have you ever said or felt like you have butterflies in your stomach? Butterflies in your stomach? That's an idiom. It's something that's not actually true. You don't actually have butterflies in your stomach, but it kind of feels that way. So when you say I have butterflies in my stomach, that's a phrase that you can use to say I'm feeling nervous. Another one is snug as a bug in a rug. Snug as a bug in a rug. You're not actually in a rug and you're not actually a bug, but it's something that you might say to explain that you are feeling very warm and cozy. I'm feeling very snug as a bug in a rug. Another one is to go the extra mile. So going the extra mile, you can do that in your schoolwork, and what that means is that you're just making the extra effort. And it's not actually meaning that you're gonna go outside and walk a mile. It just means you're putting in some extra effort. So you could say, I'm gonna go the extra mile on my writing assignment today. That just means you're gonna do your best and put in some extra effort. And then another one you guys might know is a piece of cake. So when I say that's a piece of cake, I'm saying that's pretty easy. I could do my homework and be like, oh, that was a piece of cake. So it's not actually, my homework is not actually a piece of cake. It's just a fun expression to explain that my homework was easy. So those are some examples of idioms. Okay, so it actually might be fun to go ahead and go over on Google Classroom and add an idiom. Think of an idiom of your own if you want to, and add it onto our Google Classroom. I'll have a topic for vocabulary. So if you go into classwork and go to vocabulary, I'll have a little assignment where you guys can add your own idiom. So think of an idiom that you can share with us. And yeah, it'll be fun to read them all. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna learn some words today that are actually from the book, The Old Woman Who Named Things. And remember, the old woman was worried that she will outlive her friends and will not have anyone she can call by name. Remember that story? So I'm going to go to page 8 of the story, and I'm going to read it to you. And this is page 8. The side with the chair. That's page 8. So the first word that we're going to learn today is an idiom. It's a phrase, and it's get up and go. So listen for that word when I read this page to you, okay? So she began to name things, but she named only those things she knew she could never outlive. Her car, Betsy, had more get up and go than anything around. Get up and go. What do you think get up and go means? It doesn't actually mean the car is getting up and going somewhere. It's a phrase, it's an expression, it's an idiom to explain how the car is. So get up and go actually means energy. So she's saying that her car has a lot of energy. That car Betsy has, get up and go. That's saying that car has a lot of energy. So even though Betsy is an old car, she runs well and gets the old woman where she needs to go. Betsy has lots of get up and go, or energy. Like I said, get up and go is an idiom, and remember, idioms are an expression or phrase that means something different from what it appears to mean. When the old woman describes Betsy as having get up and go, she does not mean that the car actually gets up and goes somewhere, like I said. Instead, she means that the car has a lot of energy and power and is ready to go out on the road. So I'm going to give you guys an example of when I had get up and go, okay? When I had energy. On Saturday, after a good night's sleep, I have lots of get up and go, or energy, to do things I don't have time for during the week. I do laundry, go grocery shopping, and make a special dinner. When I am on vacation, I have a lot of get up and go because I am not tired from working. I like to go sightseeing, take hikes, swim, and go out to eat. So those are some times that I have get up and go. When do you have get up and go? And what do you like to do when you have get up and go? When do you normally have the most get up and go, and what do you like to do when you have get up and go? Maybe you like to go play outside, play soccer or baseball or basketball. You have a ton of get up and go, so you want to go outside and go play. That's a good time. So we're going to review that idiom that we learned today, which is get up and go, and it means energy. We're going to move on to our next word, and our next word is sag. So sag is actually on page 8 as well, so I'm going to keep reading. So I said her car Betsy had more get up and go than anything around. Her chair Fred had never sagged a day in its life. Her chair Fred had never sagged a day in its life. So if you notice, the chair looks pretty firm and the cushions look all nice. It doesn't look like it's sagging, okay? So sagging means to droop or hang down. So let's do a little activity. It's called Imagine That. I'm going to describe a scene and then ask you to visualize or make pictures in your head about what you're hearing. Then we will use the word sagging to talk about what we visualized, okay? Or sagging or sagged, however your sentence works. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I'm going to give you a scenario, and I want you to just listen. So go ahead and close your eyes. You are trying to fall asleep on a bed with a mattress that sags. How does the sagging mattress look? Imagine it in your mind. How does that sagging mattress look? And how does that sagging mattress feel? Something that sags, droops, or hangs down. Okay, you can open your eyes, and if anyone's around, you can kind of tell them what you imagined. And we're going to do another one. So close your eyes again. It is snowing heavily outside. Snow is piling up on branches of the old pine tree in your front yard, and the branches are sagging. How do those sagging branches look? Imagine it. How do those sagging branches, they're covered in snow and it's making them kind of sag down, droop, or hang down. All right, open your eyes. Did you know that people can sag? So sometimes when people are really tired or disappointed because something did not turn out as they wish, their shoulders might sag or droop down. So let's see if you guys can do it. So your shoulders are normally kind of up, but if you're sad or disappointed, you could like kind of sag them down, right? Sag them. Can you guys try that? So we can kind of sag when we're sad or tired or disappointed. And your head can kind of sag too. Sometimes you could fall asleep like in the car when you're sitting up and your head would start sagging down. So let's all try that. Like, let's pretend we're falling asleep in the car. And then your head kind of sags down. So we can kind of sag. So what's that new word that we just learned? Droop or hang down. Say it out loud. Sag. Okay, we have one more word. And we're going to go back to page 8 of our book. And I'm going to read a sentence off this page. Not one creak or moan had she ever heard of out of her old bed, Roxanne. She's never heard a creak. Creak is the last word we're going to learn today, and it means to make a sharp, squeaking sound. So sometimes old furniture, such as a bed or a chair, sometimes creaks or makes a sharp, squeaking sound when you lie or sit on it. The old lady's bed does not creak, even though it's old. Some old wooden staircases, when they are stepped on, and some wooden floors creak when they are walked on. And even like a door or a gate, when you open it, could make a creaking sound. Can you guys make a creaking sound? How would that sound? It would be kind of like creak, like if you're opening up a door, creak. So sometimes when things are old, they kind of creak and make little noises. So let's imagine that again. Let's imagine a scenario in which something is creaking. So go ahead and close your eyes. You and a friend are exploring an old empty house. You hear a creaking sound somewhere behind you. Creak. Who or what is making that sound? Who's making that creaking sound? Okay, you can open your eyes now. So the new word that we just learned means make a sharp squeaking sound, and that new word is creak. So I'm going to show you guys the words, and these will be on the website so that you can start practicing them. We have get up and go, sag, and creak.